Arthur Golden is an American writer. He graduated at Harvard University in art history, focusing on Japanese art. Subsequently, he deepened his passion for Japan through a master's degree at Columbia University, and he went to Japan to learn the language. During his stay in Tokyo, he was particularly fascinated by geisha's culture, which he discovered thanks to one of his colleagues, the son of a geisha. For this reason, he decided that he wanted to write about this emblematic and mysterious figure. Meeting Mineko Iwasaki, one of the greatest geishas of that time, saved him. In fact, she told him many secrets about the life of a geisha. Enriched by this information, he could also write the story in the first person. This novel tells the challenges that the little Chiyo has to face and the arduous path she has to follow in order to become Sayuri, the most famous geisha of that time. Suffering is the common thread of all the story. It appears at the beginning, when the little girl is separated from her beloved family, and it continues to be part of her life, a life she didn't have the chance to choose and from which she cannot run away. In fact, due to the bad economic situation, Chiyo and her sister are sold to a geisha house and a brothel, respectively, in Kyoto, being forced to leave their fishing village. From that moment on, only her great determination, her will to live, and her hope will allow her to always overcome the obstacles, to never surrender, and to chase the happiness. Sayuri is surrounded by many extremely complex and developed characters, each one with his own secrets and ambitions, such as the president, her great love, Hatsumomo, her mortal enemy, and Mameha, her protectress. The movie, adapted from the novel, was released in 2005 and directed by Rob Marshall. It can be stated that the overall result was absolutely satisfying. In fact, as everyone knows, it is extremely difficult for a cinematographic work to respect, be faithful, and live up to the book. The movie, trying to follow the author's descriptions, obtained the critics' approval and captured the public's attention. However, it provoked much controversy because of the decision of the director to make two Chinese actresses play the role of the main Japanese women in the movie. Even though the performances of Zhang Ziyi, Sayuri, and Gong Li, Hatsumomo, were flawless, and Western people did not even notice the difference, this choice was interpreted by the Japanese as a lack of respect. Even the Chinese did not agree with this, due to the rivalry between China and Japan in the period going from the 1930s to 1940s, when they were at war for the Manchurian region and the Chinese women were deported to be sexual slaves for the Japanese. For this reason, and to avoid reawakening that anti-Japanese feeling, the movie was banned in China. Many descriptions were lost in the adaptation, such as the long preparation Sayuri did to become a geisha, which in the film only happens in 6 months. Furthermore, many aspects were changed in order to make the movie more attractive to the Western public, and many situations turned to be more scenic, like the fire in the Okiya, which does not happen in the book, and the continuous confrontations between Sayuri and Natsumomo. Even some of the characters change. The president in the movie becomes the CEO, while the grandmother, who in the movie is always in the bed, is very strict and makes Sayuri's life difficult in the book. Nobu, instead, in the movie seems almost handsome and kind, while in the book is repulsive and grumpy. What makes this adaptation so powerful is the touching soundtrack, which helps the viewer to better experience the story. All things considered, it can be said that both the movie and the novel are masterpieces, each one with its own pros and cons. The topics covered in the novel are extremely important and contribute to making it so special and unique. Firstly, the background of the story is the Japan of the 20th century, which was in a transitional period between tradition and modernity. Thanks to the detailed analysis of the author and the real historic facts that inspired it, this fictitious story becomes an evidence of the milestones of a mysterious and ancient civilization, accessible to the Western world. Geishas have always attracted both the Western and the Eastern world. This novel helped people to finally try and understand them. It is absolutely rich in detailed descriptions, showing the ceremonies of dance, makeup, and learning of a geisha. Unfortunately, Arthur Golden made the mistake of talking about geishas as if they were high-ranking prostitutes, and consequently of disregarding these women's dignity and that of every Japanese. This indignation was caused by particular descriptions such as those of the Mitsuage and the Dana. In fact, according to the author's explanations, the Mitsuage is the deflowering ritual of an apprentice geisha that is up to the highest bidder, making seem women as a selling object. Geishas were rather paid to entertain the client, thanks to their intelligence and ability to dance, to play an instrument, and to talk about everything. Moreover, the Dana, who in the book seems the owner of the geisha, is just a lover-protector that pays the performances and clothing of a geisha in exchange of loyalty. This makes us understand the role of women and the hierarchies in the Japanese society of that time. In fact, women had no choice but to rely on powerful men that could make them live a good life. That is why many women did not have the chance to choose if becoming a geisha or not. The last important topic addressed in the novel is the situation in Japan during World War II and the poverty and instability that followed. When the war was finally over and the Japanese people came back to live in the cities, they found an extremely changed Japan. In the book, Sayuri tells us how the Americans and their crudeness broke the balances of a country full of typical customs and traditions. Personally, I always struggle to read a long and complex book like this one, but this novel was a pleasant surprise. The author writes using many metaphors and sentences that touch the earth, and that help the reader to internalize the character, suffering and rejoicing for her and with her. The story is absolutely gripping and immersive, and it allowed me to time travel with my mind in an enchanting, fascinating and faraway place, a place that doesn't exist anymore. The novel has an incredible expressive power and evokes strong feelings. It taught me how important it is to always believe in yourself and to be tenacious enough not to give up, even when all seems lost. I deeply recommend this book that reiterates how love is the driving force of the world.